Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. If you could, please rise for the procession of Trainee Class 34. I'll ask that you remain standing for the presentation of the colors from the Howard County Department of Fire and Rescue Services Honor Guard and the singing of the national anthem by our own Ashley Alejandre.
He's right. That's cool. He's right. Jumping at the water. He's right. All for us to serve. He's right. 15 strokes of fire. He's right. Bird was teaching road. He's right. Hurry for silking logs. He's right. 100 said keep up. He's right. He both taught us to have. He's right. Almost became a chief. He's right. Your more what will be called. Your left. Right. 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 Your left.
Personnel, detail, turn his head, whoop!
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch, we're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Order, whoop! All right, order, whoop!
Please remain standing as we call forward Chief Chaplain Steve Stone for an invocation.
Please join me in prayer. God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as we gather today in joyous celebration and with grateful hearts to recognize the accomplishments of these trainees. And as we do, we offer you our petition of thanks for this day and for this occasion. We pray that you impart your blessings on each of us. The words from 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 10 tells us that each of you should use whatever gifts you have received to serve others as faithful stewards of God's grace in its various forms. So today, Father, your hand at work and the words of St. Peter are evident as seen in the readiness of the trainees of Training Class 34 to now use their gifts in serving others. While their families, friends, peers, and academy staff have labored tirelessly to prepare them for this, their chosen profession, we pray that their efforts will be met with yet greater enthusiasm and more accomplishments. May the calling of these trainees to a life in the fire and rescue profession be defined by lives filled with acts of compassion, respect, and selflessness. In your name we pray. Amen.
Please be seated. So, good afternoon. Welcome, everyone, for this graduation ceremony of the Howard County Department of Fire and Rescue Services Trainee Class 34. I'm Rick Leonard. I'm the Assistant Chief for the Bureau of Education and Training, and today I have the honor of serving as the MC for this grand ceremony. To Trainee Class 34, today we celebrate your successful completion of this rigorous 6-month training academy and wish you the best of luck as you begin the next phase in your careers as Howard County firefighters, EMTs, and paramedics. Congratulations to our newest first responders. So I'd like to take a moment to recognize some honorable guests that we have with us this evening. When I call your name, if you would, please stand and be recognized. If you would so kindly, please hold your applause till the end. The Honorable Howard County Executive Calvin Ball, who I might add is a graduate of one of these very same trainee classes. Welcome, brother.
Thank you.
Chief Administrative Officer Lonnie Robbins. Assistant to the Chief Administrative Officer John Peterson. Representing the Howard County Council for District 1 and our Council Chair, Ms. Walsh. Representing Howard County Council and District 4, Deb Jung. Howard County Clerk of the Court, Wayne Roby. Howard County Professional Firefighters Local 2000 President Richard Rule. Human Resources Administrator for Howard County Government, Anju Bennett. And visiting Baltimore County Fire Chief, Joanne Rund. Thank you all for being with us today. So also want to thank Jim Rouse Theater staff for allowing us to use this beautiful facility. We understand better than most probably the extra challenge they face to keep their venue a safe place for gatherings such as this. Please join me in thanking our gracious guests. So before we begin, I want to make a note that during the ceremony, we ask that you remain in your seats. At times, there are moving parts throughout the auditorium, and this will ensure everybody's safety. While we're on the topic of safety, please note that there are 2 emergency exits from where you came in. There's also 2 emergency exits on the side. Should an emergency occur, we'll direct you towards those exits and you can exit safely. You'll also note that we have a department photographer who does all of our ceremonial presentations. He'll be motoring back and forth at various places. So the pictures that we take and the video that we take will all be made available to the trainees after the ceremony. So if you want to take pictures, you're welcome to do so from your seats. Please don't get up and walk the aisles. So let's get down to the fun stuff. We'll jump right into our opening remarks, and I'll invite to the stage Howard County's County Executive, Calvin Ball.
Thank you, Assistant Chief Leonard. It's an honor to be here. To the fire and rescue team, thank you for your service and your dedication to helping to grow the next generation of public servants. To all of the family and friends, please know that we recognize you are the core, the foundation upon which our graduates were able to build. As Assistant Chief Leonard noted, I once sat in those seats. And I'll never forget, after my first week of training class, at that time my wife and I lived in the 3rd floor of an apartment. I carried all of my bags to the front door. I walked through the front door. I commenced to collapse on the floor, my feet still hanging out of the front door, and it was she who dragged me back in, brought my bags in, and supported me along the way. So while you are not necessarily up on this stage physically, they're up on this stage because of you. So everyone, please give yourselves a big round of applause. to our remarkable trainee class. You came here and earned your way to this momentous occasion through quite a challenging time, not just because of the academy, but because of the pandemic and the world in which you grew and you learned your craft. As firefighters and emergency rescue personnel, you are all trained to run in as others run out. You're trained to be courageous, and you're trained to be both literally and figuratively cool under fire. But during this challenging time for our county, our state, our nation, our world's history, even more is asked of our first responders, now more than ever. And in talking with Assistant Chief Leonard and the Academy staff, I am so proud of you, and I'm confident that you are ready to represent yourselves, the department, and our entire county, as you are the first line of defense in health, wellness, and quality of life. We're so very proud of you. Congratulations. I'm honored to continue working with you, and Godspeed. Thank you all.
Now like to invite Fire Chief Lou Winston to the stage for his opening remarks.
Thank you, Chief Leonard. Good evening, and again, welcome to Howard County Training Class 34's graduation ceremony. As I told the class the other day, Training Class 34 will always be special to me, for it's my first training class to graduate and my new tenure as the new fire chief in Howard County. I'm 4 days in. I want to thank County Executive Ball, the County Council, Office of Human Resources, our partner agencies, and most importantly, the citizens of Howard County for their unwavering commitment and support of the Howard County Department of Fire and Rescue Services. It is your support that helps us maintain a safe and engaged community. It is truly our honor to serve you by providing high-quality public safety services. To the Fire Academy staff and support instructors, we say thank you for your commitment and dedication in training and mentoring our firefighter trainees. We are truly fortunate to have some of the best fire, rescue, and EMS instructors in the state. The success of these students is certainly in part because of your instruction, training, care, and guidance in making them the best firefighters they can be. Also, we thank you for keeping them safe in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic. We know that this scenario presented additional challenges to an already intense training atmosphere. You are to be commended in getting Training Class 34 this far in their journey. Thank you again, and thank you to your families. Today, we celebrate the achievement of Training Class 34 for their completion and graduation from the Training Academy. Your hard work, commitment, determination, grit, and perseverance are to be commended and celebrated on this great day, a day you and your loved ones are to be proud of. To the family and friends of Training Class 34, we say thank you and congratulations, and welcome to our family. Anyone in the fire service will tell you that they couldn't do this profession without the support of family and friends. During the training academy, you may have had to pick up the slack because your loved one was absent or too tired, or maybe even consoled and encouraged them through a tough day. Whatever the need, you were there for them, and for that we say thank you. However, please know that they will continuously need your support throughout their fire service careers. I want to give you a quick synopsis of Training Class 34's journey to this point. 1,276 written test candidates. From there, 632 candidates were invited to CPAT, the Candidate Physical Ability Test. After that, 291 candidates moved on to the panel interview. After the panel interview, we selected 24 firefighter trainees for Training Class 34. 28 weeks of intense fire rescue and EMS training, and finally today, 18 graduates of Training Class 34 moving from firefighter trainee to firefighter recruit. Let's give them a hand. Today is a new beginning in your journey in the fire service. Today you become a firefighter in the family of Howard County Department of Fire and Rescue Services, which I consider the best fire department, not just in the region, but in the country. As you take an oath and receive your badge, you vow to dedicate yourself to a life of service. Service to the citizens of Howard County, service to your fellow firefighters, and service to your community. This commitment is not to be taken lightly. As you go out to your assignments, please remember the P and R I spoke to you about on Wednesday. P equaling privilege. It is an honor and privilege to wear this uniform and serve the community of Howard County. Wear your uniform with pride and dignity. Be a role model in the community. You stand on the shoulders of many who came before you. Do us proud. R equals responsibility. Along with this uniform and unique career comes a great deal of responsibility. Embody our core values of service to others, integrity, respect, professionalism, compassion, and most of all, safety. The citizens of Howard County deserve your best. They rely on you to help them during their time of need. Always be prepared to deliver high-quality care, utilizing your knowledge, skills, and abilities. Trust your training, know your equipment, and never, ever lose your quest for learning. As you move to field operations, you will now be applying what you have learned in the Fire Academy to real-life incidents. We look forward to the future, we look forward to what the future brings and how you will shape and grow this department. I am beyond grateful for your efforts, and again, congratulations on a job well done. Thank you.
Executive Ball, Chief Winston, thanks again for those words of wisdom and encouragement. Next, it is essential to get what we in the business call a 360. This is a process by which our first responders try to get a view of every side of a situation to fully assess it before they decide to intervene. In this case, we want to take the perspectives of both the academy staff and the trainee cohort as we sum up what 28 weeks of learning a career and a culture, and as Chief Winston said, really a lifestyle, what that looks like. So I'll bring to the podium Battalion Chief, formerly Academy Captain, Chief Hummel.
Thank you, Chief Leonard. As you said, my name is Battalion Chief Josh Hummel, and I had the privilege to begin Trainee Class 34 as their Academy Captain. On behalf of Education and Training, I'd like to thank retired Chief William Maniszewski, Fire Chief Lewis Winston, and County Executive Ball for your support of our mission. It's only through your continued investment that we can establish the next generation of men and women who will educate, protect, and serve here in Howard County. Ladies and gentlemen of Trainee Class 34, we first met on February 24th at orientation. That evening, I asked several things of you. Focus in your daily activities in the academy, preparation, whether it was maintaining uniforms or studying for the upcoming day, a willingness to challenge yourself and join the staff on this journey, accountability in all of your actions, and lastly, effort. And you heard that one over and over from the staff and myself in particular. Sitting here 28 weeks from your March 1st start date, we've reached the culmination of those commitments. Over that time, a group of individuals became a class that devoted themselves to learning this trade in all of its forms. A heartfelt congratulations on the achievements to reach this point. You know that time hasn't been without its challenges. 18 of you graduate here today, knowing that there are those who have not made it with you from day one. You've exhibited the perseverance to complete the mission, and you're to be commended for your maintained focus. Along the way, you've memorized and repeated the mission statement, vision statement, and core values of this department. To this day, I maintain a printed copy of each hanging above my desk, a file I created when I was in your same position as a member of Trainee Class 23. Let your daily actions transform them from mere utterances to guiding principles in your service to this organization. Among the values espoused are integrity, professionalism, and service to others. The staff have expected professionalism and integrity in your behavior throughout this academy. These are not traits to act out whenever you're in uniform, but rather a way of life that must be embraced and adopted. You're held to a different standard than the general public, as you should be. The public trust is a fragile but priceless commodity, and one that we as a service cannot afford to lose. There's a saying that the one who plants a tree, knowing that they will never sit in its shade, has at least started to understand the meaning of life. Those before you have carefully cultivated this trust. It's your responsibility to take up that same stewardship. The patch on your shoulders that you've worn these past months has requested it. The badge you'll receive today demands it. The third value to focus on is service to others. Many of you have shown this throughout the academy by dutifully completing your studies in hopes of assisting the public and helping classmates whenever possible. Service to others, however, is only beginning for you. Your studies to this point have been partially self-serving. That reverses today as you now move forward toward the premise of service over self, the final request from our first meeting on orientation night. Monday begins the start of what I hope will be a long, productive, disciplined, and enjoyable career for each and every one of you. This graduation is also a moment of pride for your instructional staff. We've had the privilege of watching your development across this academy and eagerly look forward to seeing what you will accomplish across the span of your career. I must express my personal thanks to each and every instructor for their time, commitment, professionalism, and care in delivering a quality academy program. Trainee Class 34 and guests, please join me in thanking this incredibly dedicated group. Last, I want to focus on the group that can so easily be forgotten in this process despite their integral role, your families and your friends and family. They too must be commended for the sacrifices they've endured since March. As you reflect on your academy experience, learn to appreciate these sacrifices and repay them whenever possible. To you loved ones who gave up time with the class, my deepest gratitude for seeding this time in life so we could fully prepare them for the journey they now enter. You have my word that the staff has worked tirelessly to give them everything we could in our time together. Class 34, I've already given you a long address on my last day teaching before my promotion. But in closing, I want to remind each and every one of you, I believe this is more than a job, occupation, career, whatever you want to call it. This is a calling. You each will find your own spark that inspires you. Cultivate that spark. Refine your craft. Share your passion and inspiration with those around you. And maintain an infectious pursuit of excellence that will drive this organization forward. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce trainee Cynthia Kovacic, who was selected by, I got it right for 28 weeks, who was selected by the class to reflect on their academy experience.
Good evening, Instructor Johnson. I don't know. Is it a good evening, Lieutenant Huber?
We'll see.
Thank you to all of the family and friends of Training Class 34, many of whom came a long way to be here today to witness this special moment. It's an honor and a privilege to be speaking to you all today. To those of you who have a loved one on the stage today, this is just as much about you. Without your unconditional love, support, and patience, we wouldn't have been able to do this without you. So thank you. I'm representing not only my fellow classmates, but our journey as well. There is no way that I could encapsulate our whole academy experience without us being here all night. I'm sure they would not appreciate that. So I hope to give you all some idea of what we endured together through a few glimpses of our journey. On March 1st, 2021, 24 individuals stared at each other, not knowing what to expect. All from different walks of life, a blend of different races, education, and experiences. Ages ranging from 21 to 46. I can't deny that we weren't at each other's throats at times, but this field is a team sport. We can't achieve what we do as individuals. To achieve our goals, you have to trust your teammates, your training, and your mentors. A trust so deep that your life depends upon the very nature of its content and purity. There is an immense amount of responsibility on our shoulders, and the public holds high expectations for us. We can't meet those expectations without placing a vast amount of trust in each other and our commitment to public service. There is no place for doubt during emergencies. Today, we stand before you as 18 brothers and sisters united as one family and a larger family of fire service professionals. Friends and family, if you didn't know it yet, you too are part of this family. Each night after a tough day, we would go home, battered, bruised, cranky, and sometimes vacant. You helped bandage us up, fed us ibuprofen, prepared our meals, and let us take salt baths while you tended to the household and encouraged us. Most of all, you kept us focused on getting through this tremendous life challenge. Needless to say that this journey came with its trials and tribulations. Along the way, we lost those who couldn't be on stage with us today. Each of them touched us in different ways that impacted our academy experience that we will never forget. They were with us through the highs and lows as the instructional staff shaped us, molded our minds, and hardened our bodies. Sometimes more lows than highs. Kind of like when you're teaching a child to first ride a bike. While our real families and friends could not be here to see us or teach us to ride that bike, trust me, we had some great surrogate family members at the academy to act in your stead. Instructor Murray and Lieutenant Huber are kind of like the big brothers that'll push you off that bike and tell you to suck it up. That tough type of love that you need to build a thicker skin in life. And when you just can't take anymore, Captain T-Bolt and Lieutenant Osler are the brothers that'll pick you up, put you back on that bike, and say just what you need that'll give you that second wind. And there's Instructor Kaminsky and Instructor Kent. You just don't know what they're going to do. In the academy, we climbed mountains, crawled through valleys, and swam through rivers. Mountains that turned into 4-story towers. And we have jumped out of those towers head first onto ladders. We have crawled through valleys, paved in our blood, sweat, tears, and Chenoweth vomit. Valleys like Death Valley and high heat and humidity, which tested our character. Do you have enough heart to keep going? Can you keep going when you know that you don't have enough air to keep going? We swam through rivers, over strainers and into clamshells. We entered complete darkness with full cylinders and more tools that we needed, only to find out that we only had half full cylinders and the only tools that we needed were our minds. We were tested physically, emotionally, and mentally until we became the person that you see upon this stage today. In the beginning, we all had an opportunity that, through hard work and grit, has turned into a reality for us. Not just a job, but a calling. Although Instructor Paul has reminded us that every day can still be a first day and is an opportunity for greatness. Thank you, Instructor Weigel and Instructor Whitmer, for giving the paramedics the tools to be successful in our permanent spots on the Soul Crusher. EMTs don't laugh. Instructor Tran made y'all competent EMTs so that you'll be right there with us in purgatory. Speaking of hellfire, Instructor Alejandre, thank you for making firefighters out of us. It takes a strong woman and personality to turn boys into men and to inspire the females in the way that you did. Who knew that so many unlimber men would be so excited and couldn't wait to see you for stretch days after a tough week of PT sessions or after a shift at our secondary assignment, quality assurance technicians at Lieutenant Kirby's logging company? Growing up, my dad always told me that the anxiety of anticipation is far worse than the pain of the event. Well, that quote was hammered well into us in the academy, but no more so than during log PT. It is as challenging as it sounds. Folks, be prepared, but do not anticipate, because you don't know what others have planned. Thank you, Lieutenant Kirby, for teaching us how to count properly. And we can't forget to thank Instructor Meneses for that too. He saw us struggling with counting in the beginning, so he jumped in and taught us how to count with laughter. I wasn't allowed to make a PowerPoint presentation to demonstrate this. So, 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Instructor Meneses. The Academy taught and brought out the best traits in us in preparation for becoming firefighters and good public servants. A passion to serve, integrity, honesty, accountability, professionalism, compassion, respect, and a commitment to safety. However, there are some traits that cannot be taught that were necessary to make it through the academy: grit, perseverance, and heart. Make no mistake, there were times when our class was accused of having no heart, a bunch of individuals just trying to make it by. At times, this statement may have been true, but we continued to grow. With a little help from our instructors, some hard work, and our good friend Dr. Levy, who literally pulled a heart out of someone's chest to show us what a real heart looks like, we found our heart. Although not all of us could stay conscious that day. Our academy journey was not only about shaping our bodies, but our minds too. As emergency responders, we are put into situations that may paralyze one with fear and trepidation. Sometimes we push our bodies so far that our brains begin to fail us. In order to survive and run into situations where no other person is willing to go, we must change the way we think. Instructor Floyd taught us how to focus, believe in our training, believe in our equipment, and get our minds right. However, some of us still have PTSD from SCBA case building collapses. So, sir, if you're in the building, you may be having a BA emergency. Get out of the structure. Of all of the training that we have received in the academy, many of the points that stuck with us are those that came from one man, Battalion Chief Hummel. Chief Hummel reminds us all of a father figure. He's the type of father that doesn't have to yell. When he's disappointed in you, he just has to give you that look that shakes you to your core. On one of those days, as I went to my happy place, he reminded me of my dad and a lesson that he taught me passed down by his father. A lesson on shaving. That you should pick a razor over an electric shaver. No, I do not shave my face. Although some of my classmates should shave theirs. My father adapted the lesson to me brushing my teeth or tying up my hair. The lesson is, you should pick a razor because every morning you have to look at yourself in the mirror to accomplish the task of shaving. And it gives you a moment to look at the man looking back at you and ask the questions. Are you happy with the decisions you have made? The actions that you have taken? The way that you have conducted yourself in the intervening period since your last shave? And if you're not, do something about it. This is a self-assessment of honor, integrity, courage, and commitment. As we conduct our own daily self-assessment upon graduation, we, Training Class 34, will continuously work to better ourselves, combat complacency, sharpen our minds, perfect our craft, and look out for our brothers and sisters. We will evaluate ourselves in our mirrors every morning and be thankful for this opportunity to serve a great community. We will cherish every day we get to put on the uniform and badge. We pledge to commit our 6. Hopefully make this place a little better for those after us when we finally leave, and we will hold the line. For those who don't know where our class motto came from, it came from one of the instructional staff members. As we watched ourselves grow, we also had the privilege to watch our academy staff grow. One late Friday afternoon in July, at the end of a long week, our class sat before Captain Hummel with his 5th coffee in hand in the middle of a very informative lecture explaining the hydraulic benefits of the 7/8 inch smooth bore. As he wrapped up the lecture to a class very eager to begin a weekend, he started down a rabbit hole about expectations, his expectations, how to be better, and how us being better will make the department better. He shared a vision of the future that was built upon the backs of the people he was teaching. To this point, TC 34's only working motto was, give us one. From the movie Cars. But when our captain wrapped up his speech, he asked us for a commitment to help leave this department better than how we found it, to not give in to negativity, to stand up to complacency, and to hold the line. It was in that moment that our class found more than a motto, but a mission, a commitment. That day was Battalion Chief Hummel's last day as captain. We were sad to see him go, but he left us in good hands with our stepdad, Lieutenant Kirby. The enforcer who terrified us all turned into a father figure overnight. We have learned that behind that stern demeanor, he is a silly, compassionate, and generous man, although disappointing him still terrifies me. Lieutenant Kirby has been committed to our success and growth from the day he laid pitiful eyes upon us, as well as all of the instructional cadre who passionately committed their time to our evolution and success. We can never thank them enough. Academy staff and Chief Hummel, we are honored to fulfill the vision you have, and respectfully, we will hold the line, not only for the community or ourselves, but also for you. At this time, would the Academy staff and family and friends of TC 34 please stand? Hold the line! TC 34, let's applaud them. That's good. All right. Well, everyone, please be seated.
So we put together a program like this, and I make phone calls to a county executive and a fire chief and say, you got 5 minutes. And then I hand it off to the academy staff, say, you guys got your speeches? You good? Yep. 20 minutes later. But it's about them anyway, right? So welcome. Thanks both Chief Hummel and Trainee Kovacic. It really does speak to what it takes to cram a lifetime of experiences into 6 months when you talk to these folks. So in every academy class, certainly every member of the academy brings their own flavor and personality and experiences into the mix to enhance the group. There are always standouts in every class. Frequently the instructional staff and even the academy trainees themselves often recognize these standouts. And we take this moment now to recognize the valedictorian and 2 other awards, and we'll call lead instructor Lieutenant Kirby to the podium to make those awards.
Evening, everybody. I'll also be joined by Lieutenant Justin Osler and firefighter Ashley Alejandre. So without question, we've gathered here tonight to recognize the achievements of Trainee Class 34 as a whole. But as Chief Leonard already said, it is customary for us to recognize a select group of individuals who excelled above and beyond certain benchmarks. Therefore, our first award goes to the trainee who scored the highest cumulative grade point average throughout the program. This individual exhibited exemplary performance in academic achievement. Trainee Class 34, your valedictorian is Colin Meyer. Colin. Next, we'll talk about leadership. Our next award goes to the trainee who demonstrated consistent leadership within Class 24. And while there are many members who rose to that occasion, and there are many forms of leadership, this trainee exuded a quiet but seasoned leadership from day one. That can be a challenging task, particularly when you come from this environment with this experience that this person did. You might say they were the watchful older sibling of the class. Well, John Filer, please step forward. Lastly, as many of you know, particularly the family members, physical fitness is a hallmark of our job. Training Academy life presents a constant physical challenge to the members. This last award goes to the trainee who demonstrated the most physical improvement throughout the program and rose above those challenges. Nathan Sarsaidis, please step forward. Thank you very much.
Congratulations and well done. Before we get to the next portion of the ceremony, I want to recognize our wonderful Education and Training Academy staff, if we haven't enough already, but also the numerous support instructors who floated in, floated out for various portions of the Academy. When you sit with 19 trainees in front of you, the staff that puts together the programs is often not enough to make sure that each trainee gets the proper amount of experiences, the touches, the reps, if you will. So if you were in the audience and you had any part in teaching the Trainee Academy, I'd like for you to take this moment to stand up and be recognized. Crickets. Thank you to them anyway. So let's also take a moment to recognize and thank the other assistant bureaus. So the Education and Training Bureau certainly does not act in a vacuum. Each bureau lends its part, even up to administrative services coming out and talking about the various processes to get where they are today. But we'd be remiss if we didn't recognize two bureaus in particular. The Bureau of Occupational Safety and Health, who spent a considerable amount of time with us making sure that we navigated a very close-knit group, as you see them sitting on the stage, through a rather tough time, making sure that we had the proper guidance every time the COVID-19 guidance changed. So thank you to Bosch. And also the Bureau of Logistics. We share space with the Bureau of Logistics. and that space can get very tight. They always made sure we had room to do what we needed to do, and they also always made sure that we had the apparatus that we needed to perform our evolutions. So thank you to both of those bureaus. All right, okay, now it's time for the good stuff. Now we begin the certificate and badging portion of the ceremony. For this portion, we'll ask the ceremony committee to come to the stage. While they're making their way up, as a reminder for those in the audience, please take pictures from your seats. We have a photographer who will be moving back and forth in the front row. Please hold your applause till the end of the portion of the ceremony. Each trainee has the option of allowing family members to come up and pin them. So each trainee and family has been issued a number. As we begin, I will call on a series of numbers. I'd like you to move to this side of the stage, and the ushers will line you up and get you ready to come up. So at this time, let's have families 1 through 4 make your way to as you're facing it, the left side of the stage. All set? All right. Isabella Berkheimer. Daquan Blackston. Russell Chenoweth. At this time, let's have families 5 through 8 move to the side of the stage. back of the jacket says, "Proud parents of a son in the Air Force and firefighter." John Filer. Sawyer Freed. Thomas Gordon. Isaac Haynes. While Isaac's being pinned, can families 9 through 12 move towards the left side of the stage? Joseph Hoffman. Ryan Kleintank. Cynthia Kovacic. Glenn Lang. While Glenn is being pinned, can families 13 through 16 move towards the left side of the stage? Aldo Medina. Kamal Memon. Colin Meyer. Andrew Olds. While we pin Andrew, can the last three families move towards the left of the stage? Nathan Sarasitis. Stephanie Sims. Colin Wynand. All right, at this time, I'd like to call to the stage Howard County Clerk of the Court, Wayne Roby, for the official swearing in.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I,
Colin Wynand.
Stephanie Sims.
Nathan Sarasitis.
Andrew Old, Colin Myers,
Ryan Flanzane. Joseph Pop.
Isaac Haynes, Thomas Gordon. Do solemnly affirm
Do solemnly affirm
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States,
of the United States,
that I will be faithful
that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland
and support the Constitution
and support the Constitution
and laws thereof.
and laws thereof,
Support the Howard County Code
support the Howard County Code
and the rules and regulations
and the rules and regulations
of the Howard County Department
of the Howard County Department
of Fire and Rescue Services,
of Fire and Rescue Services,
and that
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully, without partiality or prejudice, execute the duties of a Howard County Department of Fire and Rescue Services emergency responder according to the Constitution and laws of this state. Class of 34, congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, recruit class 34. All right, at this time, recruit class 34, please make your way off the stage. So as our new recruits take this moment to soak in the occasion, we would like to share a little something we do for each graduating class. The class video brings together snippets of academy life over the last 6 months and allows the former trainees an opportunity to reflect on their own experiences. Enjoy the video.
2,
6.
1. All right, let's start over again.
So training class 34, are you all in?
Yes, sir!
Are you all in?
Yes, sir!
Hello, I'm firefighter Ryan Kleintank from Davisville, Maryland. I want to thank the Academy staff, my family back home, and a huge shout out to my girlfriend Theodora for helping me get through the Academy. My favorite part about the program was the Fire 2 and the cut and chop prop and burning down the house at the end.
Hello, I'm firefighter Daquan Blackston. First and foremost, I would love to give a thanks to the Academy staff for helping us out the last 6 months. A special shout out to Instructor Tran, who got me through 9 weeks of EMT. I would also like to give a shout out to my mother Tanya, my brother, sister, and father who supported me for the last 6 months. And if I had to say my favorite part of the Academy so far is the overhaul. We basically got sent into an empty house and was told to destroy it. And that's that.
Hi, I'm firefighter paramedic Cynthia Kovacic. I'd like to thank the Academy staff, Lieutenant Jacobson, my parents, my sisters, my brothers, Vincent and Zach Lewis for getting me into this field, and to my boyfriend, Kyle Norman, and his family for all of their help and patience throughout the Academy. My favorite part of the Academy was PT and all of the running.
You guys want to do one last sweep? Make sure the rest of
we'll do the last
everybody else is
sweep, yeah.
clear. And then I'll go out. We'll start reassessing.
Okay.
We can count how many black tags there are.
All right.
Hello, my name's John Filer. I'm a paramedic firefighter with Howard County. I live in Annapolis, Maryland, and I would really want to thank the training instructional cadre for their bountiful pearls of wisdom that they shared with me throughout this experience. I also want to thank God. I want to thank my mother, my father, and I want to thank my wife and my son, who were super supportive throughout this whole process, and without them, none of this would have been possible, so thank you so much. My favorite part about this training academy experience is the, as I mentioned before, the pearls of wisdom that were bestowed upon me by the training cadre, and it really does show that you can teach an old dog new tricks, and that's me, old dog.
Hi, my name is Aldo Medina. I'm from San Diego, California. I want to thank the Academy staff for teaching me all their knowledge, teaching me all the skills. I want to thank my family for all the support, especially my wife, taking care of my daughter, taking care of me. And my favorite part of the Academy was search and rescue.
I'm firefighter Winan. I'm from Laurel, Maryland, and I'd like to thank my family. I'd also like to thank my sister specifically. She's been a huge help during this entire ordeal. I'd really like to thank Lieutenant Huber as well. He's been a ray of sunshine every day. He's super fun and super lighthearted. And I'd have to say my favorite part has been ropes and Chiefs PT. It's been super fun.
My name's firefighter Glenn Lang. I'm from Mount Airy, Maryland. I'd like to thank my mom and my dad and my girlfriend Jillian for making the sacrifices they did to get me through. Also like to thank the Academy staff for working really hard to make sure we got out on time. And I'd like to say my favorite thing about the Academy is definitely the maze. My name is Firefighter Colin Meyer. I'm from Columbia, Maryland, here in Howard County. I would like to start off by thanking my family, specifically my girlfriend Alexa for dealing with me and pushing me and being supportive through this process. I'd also like to thank our Academy instructors for just bringing out the best in us throughout these 6 months. And my favorite part of the Academy was during our Swiftwater Ops program when we were down in the Potomac.
Hi, I'm firefighter paramedic Isabella Berkheimer from Columbia, Maryland. I'd like to thank my friends and family for their unconditional love and understanding during this process. I'd also like to thank the instructors for their work and effort and all the time that they put in just for me and our entire class. Swiftwater, by far, was my favorite that we've done this far. Thank you guys so much.
Firefighter paramedic Thomas Gordon from Westminster, Maryland. I'd like to thank my wife, Elizabeth, my kids, Hannah and Abigail, and my family for being patient with me and helping me along the way. I'd also like to thank the Academy staff for all their knowledge that they gave us and all the motivational sessions. My favorite part of the Academy was fireground survival and bailing out of windows.
Hi, my name is Firefighter Sawyer Freed and I'm from Miami, Florida. First of all, I would like to thank my family, especially my mom, my sisters, and my aunts for always being my biggest support system. Second, I would like to thank my 33 family for always believing in me. And third, I would like to thank the Academy staff for putting up with me twice. My favorite part of the Academy would have to be Chiefs PT, but I also did enjoy the fire program.
My name is Firefighter Andrew Olds. I'm from Shippensburg, Pennsylvania. And I'd like to thank the instructing staff and my girlfriend Amanda Sollenberger for helping me get through this academy. My favorite part of the academy so far was the fire program.
My name is Firefighter Stephanie Sims. I'm from Frederick, Maryland. I'd like to thank my family and friends for their unconditional support throughout this program at the Fire Academy, and also their forgiveness when I had to miss things when they planned them. I'd also like to thank the staff for their training and knowledge. And one of the favorite things that I did here was going in the live burn buildings during the fire program.
Hi, I'm Firefighter Kamal Memmon from Gardners, Pennsylvania. I'd like to thank my family, specifically my wife, for dealing with me being a grumpy guy at home during this academy. I'd like to thank the academy staff for their patience and dealing with my unique style of learning. I would say my favorite part of the academy was firefighter survival.
Hi, Firefighter Joseph Hoffman from Frostburg, Maryland. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my family, especially my parents who taught me to be a lifelong learner. I'd like to thank Claire, who's been on a pretty wild ride with me for the past year. I'd also like to thank the academy staff, especially Lieutenant Osler, Instructor Johnson, and Instructor Paul for always keeping it real. My favorite part of the academy was Chiefs PT. It started off pretty rough and painful, but then became pretty fun. Hi, I'm firefighter Nathan Sarasitis. I'm from Lineborough, Maryland. The Academy's been a really fun 28 weeks, and I've enjoyed it through the ups and the downs. I want to thank all the Academy staff for all their hard work behind the scenes. I want to thank my parents for picking up the slack for me at home. I want to thank my brothers and my dogs for always giving me something to smile about at the end of the day. And I want to thank Instructor Murray, especially for helping me to improve my push-up form. My favorite part of the Academy was definitely fireground survival.
Firefighter Russell Chenoweth from Baltimore, Maryland. I'd like to thank my family, my wonderful girlfriend Anna, for supporting me through this endeavor. It's been 4 years, I finally made it. The Academy, I'd like to thank a few instructors, Lieutenant Huber, Instructor Murray, Instructor Alejandre, Lieutenant Osler, and Lieutenant Kirby, and Chief Hummel. They've really pushed and motivated me throughout this entire experience. My favorite part of the Academy would have to be fireground survival, breaking through walls.
Firefighter paramedic Isaac Haynes, Old Town, Maryland. I give a shout out to my mom for raising me, being the man I am today. Shout out to my girlfriend for being able to put up with me. We can go on during the week, just being able to see her on weekends. Stephanie. I want to thank the Academy staff and all the instructors for giving me the knowledge and skills to be able to perform this career. Shout out to all my classmates for making it such a great fun time. My favorite part of the Academy was probably Swiftwater. I love being out in the water, so it's a great time. And most importantly, I can't wait to start this career. 34, hold the line.
Are you gonna put bloopers?
Maybe.
Hello, I'm firefighter Ryan Kleintank. That was awkward as hell at the end.
My name's
Slim Shady.
Slim Shady.
I love to break everything. Yeah.
Ba 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 ba. Do that one over again.
Yeah.
Oh! Screenshot.
So pertinent negatives in this case are no sugar problems.
Boom. Wait a minute, do that again. Cam.
Yes.
Hi, my name is, I can't even do it seriously. Hold on.
All right, yes.
So recruit class 34, can you make your way back up to the stage, please? As they make their way up, special thanks to Battalion Chief Retired Gary Jones, Brother Chris May, and Department Photog Doug Walton for their tireless efforts in putting this all together for us. They spent many a day away from their family as well, making sure that we had video clips to entertain with. All right, at this time, I'd like to call our Chief Chaplain, Steve Stone, back to the stage for a benediction.
Let us pray. Loving God, as we conclude this graduation ceremony and prepare to go about our lives and our duties, we give you thanks for the many blessings you have bestowed upon us, including this special event and these people. Bless the recruits of Training Class 34 as they begin their careers in this great profession of service to others. As they go forward, we pray that they do so always keeping their faith before them. Bless them to a service of honor in your name and in the memory of St. Florian, the Knights of St. John, and all their brothers and sisters who have gone before them. Bless our families and loved ones and reassure them that while we are away serving others, that we are one another's keepers. This duty alone is our deepest obligation, and we will honor it. Father, with open hearts and with your blessing, let us receive now the recruits of Training Class 34 into this fire department family and as our brothers and sisters. Bless the men and women of this worldwide fire service and the member of our nation's armed forces. And on this eve of the 20th anniversary of 9/11, I ask you to join me now in a moment of silent reflection in remembrance of the lives lost in 2001 and since. Amen.
Thank you, sir. Okay, that concludes the graduation ceremony. We do ask that you please stay in your seats as recruit class 34 makes their way out off the stage and into the lobby. I'd like to remind you that we do have a designated photo area out in the lobby. You're welcome to use that. Thank you all for coming this afternoon. Have a wonderful weekend and stay safe.
Put your class next to mine. Put your class